Hi Sagittarius, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we're actually doing the monthly reading, okay? So looking ahead at June, seeing what is in store for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Every single like and comment and subscribe, it really does help the channel out, and you get my sincerest thanks for that. But this week we are using, I've got the Kipper deck. We're getting some basic topics from. We are using the Kawaii Lenormand, clarifying things, going into a bit of a deeper meaning there, as well as the Mystic Love Oracle. Okay, so Sagittarius, seeing what's in store for you. I do apologize, for any coughing or sniffling. I have so many sinus issues, so it's going to probably be an ongoing issue for me, with winter just only starting here in Australia. So I do apologize. Okay, Sagittarius. What is going on for Sagittarius? Start, middle, and end of June for Sagittarius. Interesting. Starting the month off strong, we have the High Honor card coming through. So we do see in that imagery, it's kind of like the 21 gun salute type of thing, where it's showing that you're being honored in some sort of a way here, whether this is by people around you showing you some sort of recognition for all your talent, or whether this is just within yourself, honoring yourself and having a bit more of a respectful mode about yourself at the moment. We'll have a look here, Sagittarius, and see if we can ascertain what that is about. Okay, start of June for Sagittarius. What's going on the start of June for Sagittarius? The High Honor energy for Sagittarius, please. I'm seeing a secondary message here for a couple of you as well. Okay, now why are we seeing that? Why are we seeing that card, please? Clarify that card. All right, so the secondary, and excuse my child in the background if you do hear that. The secondary message we've got here for one or two of you here, the high honor that you're receiving at the start of June. I am seeing communication coming through here as well. And it can be invitations type energy. The middle of June, we're seeing the marriage card. So there is a couple of you here where, I will come to that marriage energy when we get to it, but there is a couple of you here where the honor is, you're being asked to be a bridesmaid or a groomsman, or, give somebody away at a wedding type ceremony. Okay, so for some of you, that is kind of what the high honor actually is. But for everyone else in general here, that's just for maybe a couple of you within the collective. But for everyone else here, it's like I'm picking up on a bit of an emotional roller coaster energy, because we do have the moon and the ship coming through first and foremost. The moon really does talk about the things that we are sensitive to emotionally, and then with the ship we see brand new journeys being undertaken, traveling through it kind of energy. I feel for a lot of you emotionally here, it really does feel as though it's kind of, rather than actual travel, it feels like you're kind of traveling through all the emotions. So something bringing out a lot of emotions within the start of June for you here. So, using that example of somebody being asked to be, a groomsman or a bridesmaid, or walk somebody down the aisle, give them away, that kind of energy. It brings up a lot of different emotions, especially, I'm kind of being drawn to the concept of, having your daughter ask you to walk her down the aisle if you're her father, or, be the mother of the bride kind of energy, or attend your child's wedding in some capacity, and the high honor involved with that. It is a high honor, but it also is very, very emotional. Like, oh, my baby's grown up and he's getting married, and it's a big turning point. It's a big change in life, and a lot of emotions do come to the surface with that. So not only are we seeing happy emotions, but we are seeing some of the harder to deal with emotions as well. So I am picking up on both sides of that coin there. The just the emotional roller coaster. Like, it's happy, but it's a lot going on. It's overwhelming. That kind of emotional energy where there may be some more negative emotions wrapped up in all the positive emotions, and vice versa. There may be some positive emotions wrapped up in some of the negative emotions for some of you here. So it's a bit of a journey emotionally at the start of June for you here, Sagittarius. And of course, that is just an example. For a lot of you here, it's got nothing to do with an actual wedding. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. The marriage card does not necessarily talk about a physical walk down the aisle marriage. Okay, it's a union. It's an official union of some sort. So for some of you, it could be in relation to, like, a financial partnership, those sorts of things. So it's kind of, especially with that high honor energy there as well, it could be like that official partnership that you've been waiting for, that kind of energy with your career, coming into some sort of union partnership within career sphere. Could be a lot of different things, guys. It could be, any aspect of your life. It definitely could be love and romance and down the trail of marriage there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting married, especially for those of you that are single. It's obviously not going to happen in just a couple of weeks. But, for some of you, I feel like for a lot of you, this is going on around you and you're kind of involved. And this is the main energy of your month, because you are, receiving communication and involvement in that. We do have the letter there, which does sort of show us communication, invitations, propositions, proposals being presented to you, documents being presented to you. So for some of you, it definitely could be like that work contract where you're coming into some sort of officialized union with your workplace, or with somebody within your workplace, those sorts of things as well. But there is the whip energy here as well. So that is a little bit concerning, because it does show us that there is negative attachment to this as well as the positive. I am picking up on the positive wrapped up in the negative, and vice versa here, but the whip energy, it does show us that there may just be some dramas or conflict of interest, or an argument that is sort of happening around all this. Like, so I'm kind of feeling like for a lot of you, it's the argument is separate to the communication. So it's kind of that energy of like, oh, I've been offered this contract at work. I want to sign on to this partnership at work, and then I've got a conflict of interest. It's going to mean I'm working extra hours. My partner at home is not happy with that kind of energy. So it feels as though the tension may be elsewhere, away from the actual communication, but there is just a little bit of tension here. For some of you, it could just be tension within yourself, conflict within yourself as to, do I do this? Do I go ahead with this? Do I not? Is this the right choice for me? Is this the right path for me? Because there is a lot of emotion wrapped up in this, and it is sort of a brand new journey. It's a bit of an emotional roller coaster. I feel like 1 minute you're going to be like, yes, all for it. The next minute I feel like you're going to be like, I'm not so sure. Maybe I should think about this a little bit more. I have clarified that whip energy with the lilies. So this is potentially something that is going to make a long-term changes for you. So this is something quite significant for a lot of you, because it is, that emotional stuff is wrapped up in something long-term as well. So it is going to have some sort of long-term effect. For some of you here, the lilies can really talk about, that period of life right at the end of your life. So it can refer to things like, retirement homes, funeral homes, all those sorts of things, anything to do with, that period of life, like life insurance, funeral insurance, like certain insurance aspects. Um, it can have to do with, hospital stuff. Quite often it can, a lot of the time it does refer me to medical field type stuff. So this, for some of you, it may be, directly involving something along those lines, like partnering up with um, you know, a company that, usually exclusively deals with aged care services and things like that. So for some of you, it may have to do with something along those lines as well. But I do clearly see that there is some sort of union being offered here because, like I said, we do have that marriage card in the center of June for you here. So it's partnerships, it's union. It's not necessarily out and out marriage, but for a lot of you too, it is coming into union with your own self as well, because we're seeing such emotional turmoil here, and a kind of like roller coaster of emotions going on for you at the start of June. The marriage in the middle of June would be sort of referring a lot to coming into perfect marriage with what's going on around you, and with all this stuff coming to some sort of balance. Okay, the marriage is all about union and balancing things within yourself, because we do see here, the feminine and the divine the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming into union together, which all in all, that's wholeness, balance, union. So for some of you, it could be, just talking about that sort of thing as well, that you're coming to some sort of, agreement with yourself about what's going on here and where you're actually going to go here, and that balancing out that roller coaster. Even if you've been all over the shop, it does feel like you're coming into some sort of union with this, the idea of this, with whatever this partnership is for you, a lot of you here. There is this strong element though of you being honored, you being highly honored and respected by being offered this in the first place. So I do sort of feel as though it's like, because when somebody proposes to somebody, it's like, would you do me the honor of being my wife or whatever? So there is, would you do me the honor of being my business partner? Would you do me the honor of taking on, this other role within the business, with, whatever this is for you? Like I am getting, for a lot of you, it may be business related, career related, work related, some sort of work contract coming through. Okay, the middle of June for Sagittarius, please. I also feel like I need to mention here that with the ship, it could actually be something related to the shipping industry, fishing industries, the sea kind of stuff as well. But, with this union comes steadiness and balance. We have the anchor holding you steady. It's a steady, dependable union coming through here, and it actually opens up new opportunities from there as well. We have the key, which is, with the key, every door you open leads to success. And balancing yourself out and staying quite steady in that energy is leading you to a lot of new opportunities, after this as well. So it definitely is the path of success here for you to come into union with whatever this is for you yourself. But we do see that at the end of June, it is going to take a lot of work. We have the toil and labor card here as well. Okay, so whatever this is for you, it is going to take some work. You are going to have to put in the hard yards. It's not going to be, oh, sign this off, done, everything's smooth sailing here on out. Not saying that it's not smooth sailing, but it's like, there's going to be a lot of work involved. You will have to work for it. I feel like it's just a short term toil and labor before you do start to see payoff. But it's kind of like that energy too of like, starting off a new business, there's a lot of setup costs involved, and you've got to do a lot to get everything set up and get it all running smoothly. But then once it's all running, it sort of takes care of itself, in certain aspects. Like it's like to set up a certain, because you can even see here, this is she's working away there at a machine. So it's like the setup, it might take you a whole week just to set this machine up. That because what is this one? This one's like, what are they? it's like sewing, but it's the wool. Oh my gosh, my brain today fried. It's like totally not in my brain. I know what this is. It's like a I keep thinking of just words that are not relevant. Like haberdashery. No, but it's like a quilting machine or a. I know it too. That's what's it's going to drive me nuts. And as soon as I stop filming, I'll remember exactly what it's called. But, like it might take you a week to set up this machine. And so you're stuck doing everything by hand, sitting there sewing everything by hand in the meantime. So there's a lot of work involved. But then once that machine is up and running, it saves you, like you can get 10 times the amount of stuff sewn in the right time, or quilted in the right time. So, it saves you a lot of time and once it's more efficient is the word I'm looking for with that one. There's a lot more efficiency. It's a lot of work. You've got to put in a lot of work initially, but then once that's up and running, the efficiency is dung, 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 takes care of itself kind of energy. Clarify the end of June for Sagittarius. What's going on here with the toil and labor, the end of June for Sagittarius? Labor of love. Clarify that. Okay, so we are seeing firstly the love energy, the heart coming through here. So yeah, labor of love, like the more love and the more that you put into, like, of yourself you put into this and put the time in, effort in to do it right the first time, the better it's going to pan out for you here. Especially with, we have the sun coming through as well. So a lot of happiness to be gained, love and happiness at the end of June that can be gained, but there is a bit of work involved into getting to that. Okay, and we do have another sort of side note kind of thing coming through here for you as well, because we have the mice, okay, which was clarified by the bear, big boss bear here. So there is this energy here of the mouse energy. It's stress, I feel, for you here, Sagittarius. So, just be aware it's probably going to be a bit stressful for you this month. But, if you can take control of that stress and you can use that and put that into, this heart space and labor of love energy, I feel like that's going to be important for you at the end of June here is that phrase labor of love and remembering that's what it's all about for you here, that this might be a lot of work right now, but it's going to pay off for me in the long run. Which we do see. It does seem to be paying off in the long run. We've got, happiness being revealed to you, the potential being revealed here at the end of June. But there is going to be a bit of stress, and that's clarified by that bear energy. So I feel like that's just advising you to be very clear and firm about your boundaries. Okay, so if I can't work Thursday nights, look, I'm telling you right now, I cannot work Thursday nights. Do not put me down for Thursday nights. I will have to say no, and being very strong and firm and standing your ground when it comes to your boundaries, especially when I feel like too here, your boundaries when it comes to this toil and this labor, this labor of love. Like if you're saying to somebody, the machine needs to be set up like this, like this, like this, it needs to be set up like this, like this, like this. I feel like this is you, the need for you to double check things, so that, especially when it comes to areas where you may lose out. So I don't know what that means. It is a very specific message for somebody here because it's showing me the machine again, right? And when I was talking about setting up the machine, it might take you a week to set up the machine. It's showing me that if you do not set it up correctly, you're going to lose fabric down the back kind of thing. And it will take more fabric than you're using. And the machine will clog and you'll have all this fabric that is now destroyed and unusable. So making sure things are set up properly so that they are efficient, so that you cannot, I'm feeling like, so that you can't lose a screw down the back of the machine, so that you can't lose product down the sides, or I'm just getting shown these images of, making sure, double checking, triple checking to make sure everything is running the way that it is supposed to be running, because otherwise you do run the risk of losing. I keep getting losing product down the side or down the back. I don't know what that means, but I hope that it makes sense to the person that needs to hear it. Because this is, for some of you, this is an actual like machine that you're putting your labor of love into, or for some of you, this is like you've started your own business, and it's like, because now I'm getting a few random things, because I'm seeing like a soap business, and it's like just this excess, the excess, and you can't use the excess. Pardon. So just being very careful to not have the excess, not shortchanging yourself, but not running excess either here, and making sure that you're standing very strong and firm and going, we need to do it this way. It needs to be done this way. You need to be, take control and say, no, it needs to be done this way. We want it done exactly right. Even if you're a bit worried, you're coming across a bit like a bear, you need to do that for your own self-interest here, okay? So yeah, I don't know exactly what that is, but I hope it makes sense to the person that needs to hear that. Okay, but we'll have a quick look at love as well. Okay, what's going on for Sagittarius and it's definitely, the end of June is going to be very stressful. Like, it's giving me a headache, I'm not going to lie. So I do feel, make sure you're prepared for the headaches at the end of June here. I said July a second ago, didn't I? But maybe obviously carrying on into the start of July there. Make sure you've got the Panadol and the ibuprofen and all that. Make sure you're stocked up, because you're gonna need it. It's stressful. All right, you might get headaches, because it's giving me a headache right now. Okay. Love and romance for Sagittarius in June, please. Seeing change and transitions happening for you in love and romance. The truth comes out, okay? We have honesty and truth card here with that owl, receiving wisdom, receiving information about the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Sometimes the truth is not what you want to hear, Sagittarius, because, we do see the cheating and broken trust energy. So that's not out and out cheating for all of you. This is, for a couple of you, this is referring back to that machine. And it's like someone's trying to cheat it and set it up, take the shortcuts. They're trying to take the shortcuts when they set up that machine. So they're like cheating you out of, X amount of product, because it's not being set up properly. So be careful of that. Once again, that's coming through strong. But it's showing me that the broken trust can be a lot more than just, out and out cheating. It can be, like, I promised I was going to do something and I didn't do it. It can be all those sorts of things as well. But the truth comes out. We did see the sun energy as well, which does reveal things quite heavily. So I dare say for a lot of you that would be closer to the end of June. But yeah, a lot of changes and transitions going on. I feel like that's once again referring back to, what we were seeing at the start of the month, that, some big changes happening for you this month. But at the end of the day, it does look like there's a lot of successful potential coming from June for you. So, if it's a labor of love, put your whole heart into it. Okay, Saggy. But that's what we've got for you. You're more than welcome to check your other signs, your other placements, I should say. And leave a comment. Let me know if you know what all that's about. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.